Never mind those old-school red fire trucks with ladders. We're diving into the world of firefighting machines that look like they belong in a sci-fi movie. Get ready to meet fire trucks powered by jet engines, monster vehicles that climb like tanks, and a truck with two faces. These aren't your average rigs. They're built to tackle the most extreme blazes on Earth. If you're fascinated by mind-blowing machines, incredible engineering, and the brave heroes who use them, buckle up and hit that subscribe button. We're going behind the scenes on the world's most incredible firefighting technology. Magirus FireBull. The Magirus FireBull is a game changer, especially up here where those wildfires can be brutal. Remember that massive bog fire outside of Fort McMurray? That's where the FireBull proved its worth. This thing is all-terrain. It can climb slopes that would make a truck roll over and plow through swamps where wheels just sink. Seriously, that tracked chassis is a work of art. It's not just about terrain though. This beast carries up to 4,000 gallons of water and has a high-performance pump system with a water misting cannon. That mist penetrates deep and smothers hot spots like nothing else. It's built tough. We had it out in a hailstorm the size of golf balls, barely a dent thanks to the reinforced body. And the crew safety? Talk about top-notch. Pressurized cabin, heat-resistant shields, even a self-spraying system in case things get really dicey. The FireBull isn't just another truck. It's a specialized tool that lets us fight fires we wouldn't have a chance against before. Rosenbauer RTX. Did you know Vancouver was the first to roll out that Rosenbauer RTX? Well, since then, demand's gone through the roof. This thing's a beast. 2 electric motors? Forget everything you know about diesel power. It can hit 0 to 60 miles per hour in the same time as some sports cars, and it's carrying 500 gallons of water. That acceleration is insane when you need to push through traffic. And speaking of water, the pump system is next level. You can pull from a hydrant or draft and have multiple lines running at once. No problem. Plus, it's eerily quiet compared to a diesel engine. Improves communication on scene big time. And handling is where it really shines. Tight churning radius with rear axle steering. Those narrow streets we gotta deal with are no problem. The crew cab? Roomy and super comfortable with all the tech integrated where you need it. Rosenbauer totally nailed it with this rig. Bulldog Extreme 4x4. The Bulldog Extreme 4x4. Man, I still get a kick out of seeing these things go out the door. You wouldn't believe the places these rigs have tackled, battling wildfires out west, floods, you name it. They built this machine for the toughest situations on the planet. Let's talk specs. Big, heavy-duty chassis, massive 54-inch tires, and locking differentials. 2 feet of ground clearance means this thing laughs at obstacles. We're talking about fording rivers and plowing through debris fields when a regular truck would be toast. It's not all about brute force. They designed the cab to be spacious and ergonomic. Those long shifts out in the field, your crew needs clear visibility and everything at their fingertips. That roll cage doesn't look pretty, but it could save lives in a rollover situation. And versatility? You want to fight fires, carry gear, or even pull an ambulance out of a ditch? The Bulldog can handle it. The customization is what sets it apart. It can be tailored to any department's specific needs. Every time I see one of these roll out, it's like, yeah, somebody is getting saved. Big Wind. So, have you heard the tales about Big Wind, the tank that fights fires? It helped extinguish some truly apocalyptic oil well fires in Kuwait after the Gulf War. But let's get down to the nitty-gritty. This thing is a beast. They took an old T-34 tank and ripped out the turret. In its place, they bolted on 2 jet engines from a MiG-21 fighter. Yeah, you heard that right. It's heavy, around 45 tons. So forget about tearing down city streets. But for big, out-of-control fires in open terrain, that's where it shines. The water system is what matters. Those jet engines blast out a crazy amount of water mixed with steam. You're not only cooling the flames, but the steam also helps smother the fire. It's got nozzles to apply fire retardant foam too. Now the downside. This thing drinks fuel. Plus, it's basically a relic with upgraded controls. It's loud, it's rough, and it needs a skilled crew. But for those massive oil and gas fires, or fighting a wildfire from a safe distance where regular trucks can't reach, big winds got a very specific kind of power. Magirus Superdragon X8. Whoa, did you see the size of that thing? It's the Magirus Superdragon X8. Apparently, they use these at major airports across the world. Okay, check out these specs. It weighs a whopping 52 tons, which is like a small house. The engine has over 1,000 horsepower and can propel this monster up to 80 miles per hour. That's a fire truck keeping up with traffic. Look at that water tank. It holds nearly 4,500 gallons of water. And get this, it's got a massive pump that can blast out water or foam even further, way up on a roof nozzle at the top. Imagine the power of that thing knocking down a blaze and protecting those huge airplanes. Apparently, you can even get this thing set up with the driver's seat in the middle, or to one side, whatever works for their airport. It's crazy to think something this big can be so flexible. Plus, did you see that crew cab? Comfy seats, all the equipment within reach. I mean, if you have to ride in a fire truck, this is the one to be in. Rosenbauer Raptor. This right here, class, is the Rosenbauer Raptor, a truly amazing piece of firefighting technology. Let's take a closer look. See this long, extendable ladder? It can reach up to 102 feet in the air. That's taller than most buildings. This allows firefighters to reach people trapped on high floors or roofs during a fire. Now, the Raptor isn't just strong, it's also very smart. Imagine a computer program that helps the driver avoid tipping the truck over when extending the ladder. That's what the Raptor has. It keeps everyone safe, and safety goes beyond that. This ladder can also rotate and tilt, allowing firefighters to access windows and balconies from different angles. This truck isn't just for rescues, though. See that big hose up there? It can pump water all the way up to the ladder platform, creating a high water stream to douse flames from above. The Raptor is a true multitasking machine. It's powerful, versatile, and packed with features to help firefighters reach new heights and save lives. Magirus Aircore. Imagine a firefighter that doesn't need to get close to the inferno. That's the Magirus Aircore in a nutshell. You might have seen it battling that warehouse fire in Hamburg last year. Tight spaces, hazardous materials, perfect job for the Aircore. Think of it as a remote-controlled powerhouse. It weighs around 4 tons and runs on a diesel engine, but the real star is the turbine. This thing blasts out a fine mist of water, up to 3,500 liters per minute. That sucks the heat right out of flames. Plus, it can handle foam or other firefighting additives. Now, it's not exactly a speed demon. We're talking about walking speed here. But that's not the point. The beauty is its maneuverability. Tracked chassis lets it climb slopes and navigate rough terrain. Plus, the remote control keeps firefighters out of harm's way. It's also packed with cameras, so you can see exactly what you're aiming at. The Aircore isn't a replacement for regular fire trucks, but for large-scale fires, hazardous situations, or reaching stubborn pockets of flames, it's a game-changer. Rosenbaeur Panther. Alright, class, I want to talk about one of the coolest firefighting vehicles ever, the Rosenbauer Panther. This truck is a superhero of airport firefighting. It's specifically designed and built for those big airliner emergencies. First off, the Panther is huge. It can weigh up to 40 tons, but don't think of it as slow. With up to 1,450 horsepower, it can hit 80 miles per hour in under 25 seconds. Imagine that accelerating while loaded with thousands of gallons of water and foam. Speaking of, this thing carries a ton of firepower, literally. The high-powered pump system in both roof and front water cannons can blast thousands of gallons per minute. There's even an extending piercing tool to puncture planes in emergencies. The Panther has more tricks. High-tech cameras help the crew see what they're doing, and the truck is packed with safety features to protect firefighters in those dangerous situations. It's tough, fast, and fully equipped. A real high-tech hero when it comes to airport emergencies. Skeeter Brush Truck. Building a Skeeter brush truck isn't just assembly, it's a process of customization. First, you start with a solid commercial truck chassis, Ford, Dodge, you name it, depending on what the department needs. The goal is a truck that can handle rough terrain like a champ, but one that can also navigate city streets to get to the scene. Then comes the brush guard, the armor that protects the truck and its crew as they plow into those backwoods. You custom fabricate and weld that right onto the chassis. The body itself is all aluminum, light for speed but strong enough to carry all that equipment. The real heart of a Skeeter is the firefighting setup. The pump size, water tank capacity, how many hose lines. Those choices depend on the region. You might need a simple quick attack unit or one that can supply water for hours. The Skeeter also offers raised side platforms for firefighters, giving them extra height to battle those fast-moving wildfires. The fabricator works closely with the fire department to design the truck with the features they need to be safe and effective in their specific conditions. Janus 4000. A fire truck with two cabs? Like, it has a front and a back. It looks seriously bizarre. That's the Janus 4000. And you gotta wonder, why on earth would they build it like that? Well, they built it specifically for the Mach tunnel between France and Italy. That tunnel is almost 7 miles long and had a tragic fire in 1999. Because of smoke and narrowness, it was hard for rescue crews to even reach the fire, let alone evacuate people. The genius of the Janus is that it can drive equally well in both directions without having to turn around. Plus, it has cameras and monitors, so the crew can see in the smoky tunnel. It's basically an armored rescue beast with double the firefighting power. Twin pumps, water cannons on both ends, all ready to tackle fires from either direction inside a long tunnel. It weighs a hefty 26 tons and can still reach speeds of almost 75 miles per hour. Makes sense, considering it could mean the difference between life and death in that kind of specific situation. Wasn't that awesome? These fire trucks are incredible, and the firefighters who operate them are true heroes. If you loved seeing these machines in action, give this video a big thumbs up. Tell me in the comments, did you have a favorite truck or a crazy feature that surprised you? And hey, if you're hungry for more incredible machines and the technology that powers them, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss an episode.